All right, quick review of ammo cans that I picked up at Costco. So here's a life lesson. This is what they are. It's a 30 and a 50 in one box, so it's the little one and the big one. The little one is that, and it comes wrapped like that. Ignore the huge mess. Anyway, so I had these. That's not what's in there, but that's how it comes from the government. Those are surplus. They cleaned up nice with a bunch of ballastol. So they all look the same. They really look the same. About the only difference I saw is these little divot marks aren't on the, we'll call it the real one that came out of surplus. But other than that, all these little tack welds, the little 2 tack welds here, all that's the same. So as far as I was concerned, same ammo cans. But I don't have too many ammo cans, so I actually went to stack them up for the first time, these 3, and I noticed this. So I thought, what the hell's that? I thought they're supposed to stack nice. And if you take this one away, and you kind of look, these are sitting nice. So that's the quote-unquote real one, surplus, versus the Costco one. I took the label off this one, but this is a Costco one. I bought 2 of them. So, and this one's empty. So why aren't these 2 sitting nice? And the lesson comes, here's how they look underneath. So there's a kind of hollow, or a divot, really, well, much more than a divot, a recess. And when you measure the recess, I measured 2 things. So let's measure it with imperial units. And you can see what it comes to there. To the actual inner part of the divot, it's I'll call it 7 3/8. Tough to see there. Nothing's focusing. Anyway, 7 3/8. I hate having to measure things, and I'm not even good at it. But I was baffled on why different arrangements of these cans would fit. And then I looked at this, and I noticed this, if you wanted to go, look what I'm lining up on, from where it sits proud of the top, so I'm kind of lined up there, and you notice it's 7 1/4. Yeah, let's really get it lined up nice. Between 7 1/4 and 7 3/8, and you start to go, wow, that's a little tight to fit in that little well underneath. And I think that's the actual problem. Because, yeah, I know, it's a long video for a bunch of stupid cans. But I get cranky about this crap. Because when I do this one, and look, if anything, I'm going a tiny bit past. This is the only thing that I can tell is different. This distance from here to here on these cans is just a little bit smaller. So on the original can, it looks like the handle was mounted a little bit tighter. So a tighter handle will fit into a looser well. And you see it's pretty stable. So let's see if the opposite happens. Yeah, and again, ignore the mess. I should have gotten a little cameraman for this. And you see what I'm getting? That don't work. So once I realized these aren't fitting like that, and it fit the other way. So Costco box fits fine on top of real ammo box, but not vice versa. It meant either the little recess underneath it was no good, either this was too small, or the handles were too big, where the handles were set, here and here. And what it appears is the bottom is fine. It seems that the top, these handles are set too wide. A tiny bit too wide. And because they're too wide, they can't fit into the well underneath this one. And that's why I'm getting this. Pain in the ass. Again, you're pretty much looking at the extent of my ammo boxes. I just like them because they're watertight, so I can put tools, I can put whatever I want in them, and I know they won't get rusty. That's the home run. But if you were stacking a boatload of these, I imagine you'd be extremely pissed off with that. And what's a real pain in the ass is this. Sorry again for this lucky camera. One of them's got tuna cans in it. That's a really long story. Anyway, these two, I just took the sticker off that bottom one. They both had this sticker on them. These two, like, what the hell is that? And you go, why'd you buy them? I do not remember them like this in the store. I checked all kinds of things. I thought the top maybe was bowed. I rammed a lot of crap in there. I put crackers and all kinds of crap in there. So I thought maybe I bowed the top. So, no, checked it with a ruler. Or straight edge, rather. It was fine. I checked the bottom. I said, maybe the bottom is bowed. And it was. So I emptied all the crap out and stood on the can, and that kind of slightly affected things. But didn't make it better. And then when I checked the real one, the military surplus one, it was also a tiny bit bowed on the bottom. So I realized that don't matter for crap. It would appear the top is slightly different than the surplus one. These little high spots that seem to stabilize things, they're on the surplus one as well, but these marks aren't. See? So I think the top is being made on a slightly different jig, and these are set a slight bit apart. What's a real moment of being depressed is these don't even fit with each other. So certainly somewhere at the factory, when they're putting these one on top of the other, they're realizing like, hey, yeah, that ain't right. Where were they made? Got me swinging. Let's make a guess. I kind of naively assumed, hey, they seem to be really well made. I assumed that they were made here in America. But there's my prejudice. When they appeared well made, I was more than willing to believe they were made in America. Now that I see they've got this big flaw, I assume they're made in China. But truth be told, I'm sure here in the US we can screw crap up just as good. Nothing about where they're made. And I kind of thought it had to say something about where they're made. And you're thinking, well, maybe it's somewhere else. Nope. The little box isn't labeled at all, so you get one of them. Boop. Oh, I know where it says something. Maybe on there. By the way, I see something popping up in Harbor Freight, too, that looks like an ammo can. I assume it's crappier than this. Made in China. Oh, but there's a toll-free number to call for service. Not quite sure what service would go on an ammo box, but I'll be calling. Just a pain in the rump. So that's the review of Costco's Heritage Security Products 50 cal ammo box and 30 cal ammo box. I haven't seen if the 30s nest. Let's go out on a limb and assume not much better with those. Hope it helps somebody.